Hey, I'm Adam Chaim.
And I'm Shoshana Chaim, and we are Propelled by Plants.
Today we bring to you episode 434, Daily Routines for Better Health.
In this episode of the Plant Trainers Podcast, you have me and Adam walking you through our daily routines, our morning routines. We've had a lot of routines throughout the years. They change. We've tried things out that have worked, that haven't worked. And true. I think that we know that we perform better on so many different levels when we do have a routine. And some of you might not have a morning routine right now, and you might be thinking, oh my God, there's 20 great takeaways. I think the key here for you is start with one thing, or if you're already doing a few things, add one thing in, get it to be really consistent, and then find something that you're going to add on top, because things do change over time, but you don't just want to go in have like 3 great morning routine days and then never have a morning routine again.
I think the key is going to be making it a habit and finding something that's going to be easy for you to do over and over and over again. And it takes 66 days for a habit to really kick in. So be patient. It takes time. Enjoy the show, and hopefully you'll get something out of it and be able to apply it to your own life. And now for a moment of gratitude.
I am grateful because I'm a Peaceful Goldfish, as you all know, has been a great success. And I just got the paperwork that number 2 is on its way. The editing process has begun. The art process has begun. So I'm just super, super grateful to be bringing another book into this world.
That's very exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm very grateful for the growth and watching you go through that whole process and getting it to work for you. But I'm also grateful for the growth that I've been going through in just general. I've been off running for a while, getting back into it now. And my friends, it's a process. It's always a process. So whatever level you're at, even though I'm a 2-time Ironman runner and racer, it doesn't mean that I don't need to take breaks. I need to take stop breaks, and then it's just a process getting restarted. So I'm grateful for that reminder.
You know how I knew that you were getting back into running? I got a text saying, hey, want to do the Chile half marathon with me? Did I even answer you?
Yeah, you said, I'm not sure that I really am ready for a half, maybe a shorter one.
I kind of like the shorter ones. Well, I would have done, no, I asked if there's a 10K. And you said yes, a different day. So yeah. I did ask, because a 10K would be pushing me, but a half marathon, I didn't enjoy it last time. I don't think that I have to enjoy it or want to do it again.
You do need to enjoy it to be able to want to do it. So exactly. That makes complete sense.
Right.
Which leads into what we're talking about today, because you need to develop habits through routines. And we're going to share some of those things today.
Yes. And I think that the best way to start morning routines or morning habits is to really start the night before. You need to be ready for the next day. So for example, one thing that I do the night before that helps me the next day, or that sometimes I don't do the night before, that really puts me off the next day, is write in my planner the tasks that I need to get done, the clients that I need to check in with, not the client calls that I have, because those are already in my calendar, but it's all the work that's not a must do at a must time that I want to achieve. I write that down so that I know what my day looks like and I know how to pace myself. So that's really helpful to me.
Is that like your journal for the evening?
It's not journaling. It's more like I take a sticky note and I write all the the to-do list for the next day. So it could be the shopping. It could be the following up with clients. It could be that I want to research a different protein powder or look for new podcast guests, different things that I want to achieve.
Just setting up your schedule for the next day so that you don't wake up in the morning saying, oh, what do I have to do today?
Exactly. Because if I don't know what to do, I will find 100 other things what to do.
Yeah, I do that with my clothes. It's like super simple. Like take your clothes out the night before so that when you wake up and you're half asleep and you don't know what to put on, you don't even have to think about it. It's already there for you.
Yeah. So I usually go to bed after Adam, and very rarely do I not see clothes on the bathroom, on the either on the floor, clean part of the floor, or over the bathtub where Adam's clothes are not ready. And if they're not there, and it's only happened once or twice, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, what happened here?
I went to work with no clothes on.
The emperor's new clothes. Another thing that you can do is for your meals. So have a nighttime schedule of either preparing your meals or knowing which meals you're going to be taking throughout the rest of the next day so that you can be ready and that can be in routine as well.
If you're someone who takes your food with to work or to school, having it set up the night before always saves time in the morning and makes it, again, takes the guesswork out of it. You just grab and go kind of thing.
Yeah. So if you check out our Instagram, you'll often see usually like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, a whole bunch of meal preps that we've sometimes done. So the week that we happen to be recording this, you may have seen oatmeal bowls lined up or smoothie bags, or maybe I did take a picture of it. All the stews, I made a stew and I individualized it so that Adam, when he leaves the house in the morning, he could take it. And muffins are big.
You're
too,
very good at preparing that food, which makes my life way easier. And I just grab and go, and it's super helpful.
Awesome. So another thing that helps for the next day is a nighttime routine for your sleep. And the idea behind that is if you get a better sleep, you will wake up more rested, you will be more productive, your mind will be clear. So having a bedtime routine, like washing your face or smelling some scents that you like, or taking a specific supplement. I mean, we take our cellular supplement every night. And sometimes if I know I need to sleep better, I'll take more. Having a special exfoliant or something that you like all over your face, or massaging pressure points. Those are some things that are good to do before bed so that you get a good nighttime sleep.
I don't really have many sleep routines. I'm not good at that part.
So, but you're really good at just getting into bed and going to sleep too.
Well, I'm tired. I get up early and it's like play hard and it's time to sleep hard. And I don't know, crash.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's a woman or a man thing. Maybe it's a preference thing. But
no,
for me,
I don't think it's a woman or man thing. I think it's just, it definitely helps people if they need to wind down, finding a way to bring yourself down. I mean, there are times where my mind is racing at night and I do need to do something to stop it. And sometimes it's dumping it onto a journal or reading a book or listening to a podcast or something away from a screen. Right. Because we're on screens quite often these days. And I just zone out.
Yeah.
And pass out.
Yeah. Or even sometimes, although watching TV isn't necessarily the best, sometimes watching something mindless where you're not learning, or, an episode of Seinfeld that you've seen 1,800 times before, because it just kind of takes your mind off the rest of the world and allows you to then like go to sleep. Or sometimes it's saying a prayer or giving gratitude before bed too.
Right. Which brings you to the morning, and morning routines have been topics of conversation for a while now, and starting your day off on the right foot or left foot, but right way.
Depends which side of the bed.
Yeah, it's always a great thing to do. So what do you do first?
So I always say that gratitude before your feet hit the ground, and thinking about what you're grateful for. Sometimes it's really big things that you're used to saying, like the roof over your head, your family, food on the table, those kind of things. And sometimes it's thinking about some of the smaller things. Maybe you've had a bad dream or a good dream that reminds you of something that you have that's special in your life. The ability to sit up in the morning and put your feet on the ground in the morning. The people who you've helped throughout the week or what you've achieved in your career, those are all things that you could think about and be grateful for.
Yeah, gratitude, and then meditation.
Yeah, meditation is huge.
That's become part of my morning routine. It's been a daily thing. It's been, I think, almost exactly 2 full years every single day that I've been following the app and doing my guided meditation, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah. So Adam uses an app. He turns it on 10 minutes every morning. I do it with him sometimes on weekends if we're getting up on the same time. Do you ever adjust the meditation because is it just what comes up next? Or is it like, oh, Shoshana's here, let me choose this one. She needs a little bit more of this in her life.
No, it just works out that way sometimes.
Sometimes I'm like, is he sending me subliminal messages?
No, I usually just go with what's next. Sometimes I'm doing a course that I'm following, but you just happen to be listening on the days where those topics come up, and they just happen to be for you.
And my meditation has been different throughout the couple of years. Sometimes I'm just meditating on my own and my meditation is thinking, or my meditation is letting go of thinking. Sometimes it's guided meditations for something that I'm trying to achieve personally or in business, or just self-growth. Sometimes it's about getting into that deeper level. So depending on different podcasts you've heard me speak on other people's podcasts, I've been in different places in my meditation, but whether it's 1 minute or whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, start somewhere, because it really does help you stay a little bit more grounded throughout the day.
Yeah. What do you do after that?
Okay, so
Drink? What do you drink? How does that
I
work?
go into the washroom and I have my ASEA redox liquid sitting there, and that is what I take. That's what helped me get through my hormone dysfunction, inflammation. It keeps my mind clear. It gives me energy. That is the first thing that I take. Visit the ladies' room, all of those things. And then a half an hour later, it's really important for me to drink. So I drink about, I'd say 3 to 4 cups of just regular clean water. Sometimes I put lemon in there. Sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's room temperature, but getting liquid through my body, rehydrating, those are I do not miss those 2 things any day.
I think that's something that a lot of people don't do, is that they don't realize that while they sleep, their body becomes dehydrated. And that's why when they go to the washroom first thing in the morning, their urine is usually darker, and it's because your body's dehydrated. So drinking some water first thing in the morning or second after your supplement is really important, and more people should be doing that.
The other thing is depending on what kind of supplement you're taking, especially if you're taking this one, is you need to flush out the body, right? Like like this supplement in particular, it's kind of bringing up all the gunk in the body, and you just don't want it to settle back out. So you got to clean out your fish tank, and do that. And then, move on to breakfast or coffee or what have you, trying to keep the coffee or the tea, anything caffeinated, away from, or anything that was caffeinated that is now decaffeinated, away from your vitamins. Or if you're taking something like BioFi or some kind of protein or greens powder, you want to make sure that you absorb that. So you want to kind of keep a nice space in between.
Yeah, I usually go from the water to the greens juice. And then I know you want to know what I ate for breakfast and all that, but it really depends what's after that. Because sometimes if I'm going to be working out or I'm going for a run, I may not eat anything that morning. I might have the greens juice and just go and do my workout, and I would eat later in the morning. Some mornings when I'm not working out or training, I may just eat, and it might be some of the muffins that you make. It might be some oats, some steel cut. It might be some rolled. It really depends what's going on that day as far as what the food's going to be to keep me going.
So some of these things that we've mentioned, like the redox supplement or the vitamins that we take, if you want to know more about those, reach out at info@planttrainers.com. If you want info on the BioFi, it'll be down in the show notes, where you can get a discount as well. The kids take the redox, they drink their water, and they have their supplements as well,
And
along with their breakfast.
You mentioned the supplements. So I do take the multivitamin, and I do take the D and
Right.
the B12, which kids do also, right?
Right. And then we also take it like a little bit of an anti-inflammatory
Right.
turmeric mushroom based
Right.
blend as well. The kids don't take that one, but they do take the same multivitamin. And, if you listen to us 7 years ago, we were like, oh, we don't take vitamins. We don't need vitamins. But what we've learned from so many guests over the years is that the food is depleted of nutrients. The soil is depleted of nutrients. So if you look up broccoli and how much calcium, how much iron you're getting from broccoli online, that's not necessarily what you're getting in the broccoli that you're buying in the store these days. So we do have to be careful and make sure that we're getting as much as we need. Breakfasts are different, oats, smoothies, sometimes nothing. It really depends on what's going on the rest of the day. Now, exercise or movement is important for us in our family as well. So
I think it's important for everybody. And I think for people that have the challenge of not finding time in their day, or saying that they're too tired at the end of the day to do their workout or their exercise, you want to try to do it early in the day. Do it first thing in the morning if you possibly can. You might want to get up earlier to make it happen. And I got to tell you, it makes such a big difference in your productivity, in your overall performance throughout your day. Just getting that blood flowing, the oxygen circulating, and really moving your body makes such a huge difference, especially since so many of us are sitting so much more these days.
We're sitting so much more. So if
We're
you
sitting right
are,
now.
if you, like Adam said, put it into your morning routine if you can, or you can look at your day. So I took the car today to get serviced. It hadn't been serviced for a while. So I knew that I was going to have 30 to 45 minutes to kill. And my day was a little bit, you know, I didn't need to do any serious exercise. So I walked throughout that time. Or there are certain meetings where I don't need to show up professional. So I get on the treadmill or I get on the bike and I bike or walk through them, or I will do little exercises in between meetings, standing at my desk and kind of stretch it out. So there's different ways to create movement or create exercise in your day. You just have to find the routine that works for you. It's not going to be necessarily the routine that works for us.
Great. I think we should talk about the kids a little bit, because there are listeners who have kids, and we do have them do some work around the house. Not that they're working, but they're part of the family. So there's expectations that they're contributing. So what are some of the morning things that they contribute with?
Right. So we've made chores a routine for the family, for the kids as well. So it is routine for them to wake up in the morning, and when they come downstairs into the kitchen, the first thing that they do is they empty the dishwasher. She is in charge of the cutlery and he is in charge of the dishes, and whatever he doesn't know or whatever he just knows, he leaves on the counter, and all of the, if there's anything plastic, it's still wet. So he knows what to do with everything. And then she knows what to do with everything and anything left over. So that's part of their morning routine. The other thing that is routine for them is to do their laundry after their volleyball on the weekend. So they have their clothes from the week, they have their volleyball that they wore, and then they go and they have everything washed so that everything's ready for the next week. And that's routine as well. Sometimes they need reminders, switch it to the dryer. Sometimes they need reminders, go put it away, or they bring it upstairs and they need a reminder to actually put it in their drawer. But they're responsible for it, and we're working on it. And all of that, the dishwasher and the laundry, takes away from some of the responsibility we have in the house, which gives us more time for some of these other things that we're talking about. And you're saying, how do you have time for all this? It's training and it's routine throughout the day.
What do they do? I'm not here during the week when they get up and go to school. So what does that look like in the morning when they're preparing their lunch, their clothes? How does it all work around the house?
I'm laughing because I'm trying to think of a day where they're kind and to
Always.
each other.
They always are.
And there's no fluff going on. But no, what does it look like? I mean,
What does it look like?
They set alarms, whether they wake up with their alarms or not. So I'm there as the backup. Don't forget, here in Canada, they were out of school for a good 8 months. They didn't, you know, it was they're still relearning. But yeah, they get up and it just works out that they share a washroom, but they use it at 2 different times. One is usually down before the other. So hope on a good day, they're doing the dishwasher at 2 different times. So one is sitting and eating breakfast already while the second one's doing the dishwasher. And then we make lunches together. So I'll cut the peppers and the celery and all of that, but then they'll come and they'll throw everything in their box that they want. And if it's a smooth morning, they'll help put all that stuff away too. They get their water bottles ready. I don't even have to ask them. They get their bags ready. They need to bring their volleyball stuff to school too. They've got all of that down pat. And then when they're ready, they stand at the door and they say, "Mom, bye." And then I come running because I'm kind of like, clean. Although they do clean up, I clean up after them too. And that's the morning. And then I take another 10, 15 minutes to finish up the kitchen and drink my coffee and kind of just relax for a couple of minutes after that whole part of the day is done.
And then the workday begins.
And the workday does begin. It does. Yeah. And then so the workday goes, and like we talked about, we have food prepared. So often that's what we're eating. Sometimes we're making something else. And then after school routine, again, the kids come home, they empty their lunch boxes. And then we get into dinner, and dinner is kind of a routine as well. It's come down to most days of the week, we're eating the same thing every week on that day. So every Tuesday is like taco burrito night. Every Thursday is like pizza night, that kind of stuff. So we have that in a routine too, which really helps take away some of the thinking.
Yeah, and we set the table and they clean up and you make the food because you're
Right.
so good at it lately. But yeah,
Oh, maybe I
it's
shouldn't
all
be good
good.
at it.
No, and then we spend time together. We sit down and eat dinner together. And I think that's a really important part of the day, to be able to take some time and sit down and have a conversation with the family about how the day went.
And I think that's, so I was on the phone with an educator this morning who's starting her own school. And what she was saying is that children's IQs have dropped dramatically over the last decade or so. And I think part of that is because kids are not coming home and having conversations with adults, older family members, parents, caretakers at the end of the day. Some people are working 3 jobs just to make ends tofu. Some people are driving different kids to different programs on different days, and we're giving our children opportunity in terms of programming. But what we're still doing is taking away from that conversational piece and that learning opportunity. And that's how you stay close with your kids. That's how you have continued trust, so that your kids can confide in you, so that they can think about you when they're making decisions, and kind of you can be a little voice in their ear. So I think that it's really important to at least have 1, 2, 3 days a week where you're sitting down as a family all together and talking, not watching TV and not on your phones.
And it makes a big difference as far as the relationship goes within the family. Everybody just feels more comfortable talking to each other after you get through that routine, and everyone knows what's going on. It's really a positive thing for the relationship for everyone.
Yeah. And then, if Adam and I need to do a little bit of work at the end of the evening, we'll do that and then kind of hop back into that nighttime routine of preparing for the next day
And we
and
do it all
getting
over
into
again.
bed and yeah, and we
Clothes
do it
go
all.
out and we go to bed.
Yeah. And, there are definitely things that we use in our day or in our week to make things easier, right? Like there are a couple of, we've been Ever Gourmet as a delivery service. So we've been kind of, playing around with them and using that once a week. So that takes the pressure off me. There are a couple of breakfast things that we do that are really clean and easy. And we could link to some of those things in the show notes of planttrainers.com. But you've also got to and we love that you guys trust us, and that that the products that we use are products that we would use at home with our families. But you've got to find what works for you as well. Not everything that works for us will work for you. So find the ways that are easy to get what you need, but make things a little bit easier so that it frees up some time, or wake up a little bit earlier so that you can go ahead and put a little bit more of these things into your routine, but one thing at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. If this is new to you, setting a routine is something new, you have never really thought about it, just choose one thing and go with it, whether it's meditation or a mindful minute or gratitude or a new food. It doesn't really matter. Just start small, because small steps lead to big change. And that's really the bottom line. Like you said, we're going to put links in the show notes at planttrainers.com/434 to some of the products like Energy Bits, Bio5, Four Sigmatic, the ASEA that you mentioned, and Hush. We'll put a bunch of good quality products that are Plant Trainers approved,
and that you probably, or you do, I should say, get discounts
Yeah.
on for using our codes, and it's a little bit of a win-win situation. And the other thing that I wanted to say is, Adam's talking about change, is that change requires action. And some of you are looking for change. Some of you have made a lot of changes and aren't necessarily getting the results that you'd like in terms of your health or your inflammation or your hormones. So if you're someone who is looking for change, if you're someone that's looking to improve your quality of life, and you're willing to take action, I'm going to offer you a 20-minute free consultation. So for the first 5 people that email us at info@planttrainers.com, we'll reply with a link to my scheduler, and let's get on the phone and let's see how we can create some change in 20 minutes.
Oh, that's very nice of you. And that is episode 434, the first one of 2022. Woo! Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope you're going to stay subscribed and tuned in to the next ones, because we have a lot of great guests coming your way. So thanks for being here. We appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day.
Happy New Year. Have a great rest of your year. Bye.